Hello, Mark, Kaye, and fellow
Patriots.
It's Camille and Haley, a sister duo from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Mark Kaye found our song, Keep America Great, in 2020. First,
he shared it, our backyard version, and I was watching Camille. I was like, Camille, how many views does it have now? She's like, 22,000. And it kept going up. It was so cool.
1.5 million views on his page and 33 million views on Twitter, YouTube, and all the works, TikTok.
That's so great. So we are so honored to be invited by Mark Kaye to perform for you guys and for our country, the national anthem. Here we go. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
God our Father, giver of life, we entrust the United States of America to your loving care. You are the rock on which this nation was founded. You alone are the true source of our cherished rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Reclaim this land for your glory and dwell among your people. Send your Spirit to touch the hearts of our nation's leaders. Open their minds to the great worth of the human life and the responsibilities that accompany human freedom. Remind your people that true happiness is rooted in seeking and doing your will. Through the intercession of Mary Immaculate, patroness of our land, grant us the courage to reject the culture of death. Lead us into a new millennium of life. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we, the people, choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.
Making black new.
Millions of Americans sincerely love Donald Trump. They love him in spite of everything they've heard. They love him often in spite of himself. They love Donald Trump because no one else loves them. The country their ancestors fought for over hundreds of years has left them to die in their unfashionable little towns, mocked and despised by the sneering half-wits with finance degrees but no actual skills who seem to run everything all of a sudden. Whatever Donald Trump's faults, he is better than the rest of the people in charge. Donald Trump, in other words, is and has always been a living indictment of the people who run this country. That was true when Trump came out of nowhere to win the presidency, and it's every bit as true right now. Trump rose because they failed. It's as simple as that. If the people in charge had done a halfway decent job with the country they inherited, Donald Trump would still be hosting Celebrity Apprentice. But they didn't. Instead, they were incompetent and narcissistic and cruel and relentlessly dishonest. They wrecked what they didn't build. They lied about it. They hurt anyone who told the truth about what they were doing. That's true. We watched. America is still a great country, the best in the world, but our ruling class is disgusting. A vote for Trump is a vote against them. That's what's going on in this country.
Nothing worth doing ever came easy. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Never, ever quit. Never quit. Adversity makes you stronger. Don't give in, don't back down, and never stop doing what you know is right. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedoms. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way.
When they couldn't beat him, they tried to bankrupt him.
President Trump is back in a New York City courtroom.
When that didn't work, they tried to put him in federal prison.
Raided by the FBI.
When that didn't work, they even tried to kill him.
They just tried to kill President Trump.
Donald Trump still stands, ready to fight, ready to win, and ready to make America great again.
This is Donald Trump's house, brother.
This election, we all get to choose. I'm going to choose real American leadership and a real American badass. The 45th and soon to be 47th President Donald J. Trump.
Starting on day one, we will defeat inflation quickly and we will make America affordable again. I will cut your energy costs in half. It's time for the working man and woman to finally catch a break. We are going to bring back the American dream bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. When I'm back in the White House, we will restore world peace, and it will be again peace through strength. I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. And we'll put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of our country. November 5th, 2024 will be Liberation Day in America. We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come. Together, we will make America great again.
Oh, yeah, it is election night. It is election night in Jacksonville, Florida, and we are live. We are live, everybody. Yay! Look at this. Look at this crowd. We've got Catrians from all over the globe. We got Catrians from Ohio. We got Catrians from Florida. We've got Catrians from Texas. We've had, well, just, I guess, the red states. The blue states are not represented today, and we're okay with that. But look, all these people are eating and drinking and waving flags, and we already have some results coming in. I'm going to come over here. Headquarters. We are by the way live. Let me turn on this microphone. We are live. Mike, hello. Let me make sure that I can hear. Oh, there you go. Why don't I hear myself now? Hang on one second. There we go. All right. We are live at Patriot Outpost, Juliet Bravo, a.k.a. Sneakers Sports Grill in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. And we have some results already coming in. While we were playing that very lengthy and entertaining and patriotic intro, we already found out, look at this. This is amazing. This is amazing. Donald Trump is doing so well already. We have him projected to win Kentucky, which is very exciting. Oh, wait. There it is. We have him projected to win Indiana, which is great. We have Trump getting 54% of the independent vote in Georgia, which is huge because, as we all know, Georgia is one of those states that is a must-win state and a state that Joe Biden won in 2020. So we want to make sure that we get Georgia in for Donald Trump. 43% of the vote for Kamala. Those are all the exit polls. We've been getting exit polls all day long. We've got, I don't know if you can see this here. I'm going to show you one more time. Look at what we've got here. We've got so many screens here at Sneakers Sports Go. We've got CNN. We've got MSNBC. We've got Fox News. We've got the live stream over here. Look, that's a big marquee. We have so much stuff going on, and we've got Kaye. Look at, we've got I don't even know what's going on over here. It's a party, folks. It's an election night party. Everybody is excited. Everybody is stoked for victory. Everybody is feeling, okay, well, actually, that's not true. We did a poll. 98% of the people here at Sneakers Sports Grill are feeling optimistic. They're feeling excited. They're ready to go. About, 3% are a little anxious, and the anxiety is real. We get it. We've been fighting hard. We've been doing everything we can. We've been doing our due diligence for years now, 4 years, ever since the last election. And now we're all gathered here tonight to find out what's going on. Indiana, by the way, Donald Trump ran away with it, 61.4% of the vote, with 15% coming in. So the red states are shaping up to look like we thought they would. And of course, all eyes, everybody's thinking about what's going to happen in Pennsylvania. All eyes, everybody's thinking and wondering what's going to happen in places like Michigan and Wisconsin. All eyes are like, what's going to happen? Are we going to win the states that we need to win? And those include Nevada and Arizona and North Carolina. Now, as we discussed earlier today, and as we've been talking about for a long time, North Carolina has been abandoned by the Kamala Harris campaign. They abandoned North Carolina financially. They took all their money out and they said, we're not going to win this state. We're not going to spend any more money there. And when you do that, you're basically ceding those electoral votes to your competition. So Donald Trump, we're very confident, is going to get the state of North Carolina. Same is true of Nevada. Only the problem with Nevada is that you have a long wait for the votes to come in. Days, we're talking. Days. New Hampshire, the governor's race, they're getting some in there. And for Vermont, no shocker, Kamala Harris, they're projecting, will win Vermont. She already has 75.5% of the vote with 1%. Now, Virginia is another interesting thing. Again, the polls just closed at 7 o'clock in a lot of these states. And a lot of these returns are super early. But the super early returns are really positive because we're seeing a lot of Republican momentum. We're seeing a lot of Republican momentum in the early voting. We're seeing a lot of Republican momentum in the exit polls. And the other thing about exit polls is CNN has been asking people, hey, how do you feel about the country? Do you like the country you live in? Do you feel optimistic? Are you like, America, rah, my bank account, woo, my future's so bright I got to wear shades? No, most people are not. In fact, listen to what CNN said they found in their exit polling today.
It's a pretty dour mood in terms of the way people feel things are going in the United States. Nationally, only 7% of voters say they're enthusiastic. 19% say they're satisfied. Look at these numbers. 43% dissatisfied, 29% angry, 72% of the electorate nationally say they're dissatisfied or...
I mean, that's insane. 72% of the electorate, these are people who have voted. Right, these aren't the phone polls. These aren't the, hello, we're going to knock on the door and find out what he's out. This is none of that. What these are people that are walking out of the polling place. CNN's accosting them with a microphone, and they're saying, hey, are you satisfied with the country? And these people are saying no. If 72% of the people in the exit polls are saying we are not excited or satisfied with the way the country's going, guess what? They're not going to vote for the incumbent party, and the incumbent party is Kamala Harris, as much as she tries to distance herself from, well, her own party. Let me put myself back on the screen here because you'd much rather look at me than CNN. But that is a huge red flag for the Kamala Harris campaign and for the Democrats. So we've set up here, like I said, with all the screens, we've got all the information coming in. We've got tons of people here. I mean, this place is just jam-packed. Somebody brought a dog. There's a cute little dog here. And we're going to be bringing you all of the results as they come in. We're seeing the first votes come in from the battleground states. The first votes from Georgia. The first votes from Vermont, as we said, where Kamala Harris has already been projected to win. Now, we really won't know anything till later in the evening because a couple of interesting things happened today. In Pennsylvania, the polls are closing, but there was one county, Cambria County, which is a very red county, and wouldn't you know it, earlier today, people showed up to vote, and they put their vote in the scanning machine, and the scanning machine, oh, guess what? It just wouldn't scan. And so they had to call in some operatives, and they had to make a decision, and they've decided now that Cambria County voters will have until 10 p.m. They'll have until 10 p.m. when they can cast their vote in Pennsylvania. But the rest of the votes, they've been counting the mail-in ballots all day long. They were allowed this morning to open them up, open the double envelopes, see what's going on. We're watching North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia, where the polls are going to be closing. And North Carolina, Ohio, West Virginia, we all once again believe are going to be Donald Trump's strongholds. Georgia, it's still a tight race, but Donald Trump is holding like a 3-point lead. And we have some other fun stuff going on. We have, when you look at what's going on with the polls, we have a whole bunch of Senate races that we need to get to. We have a whole bunch of, hold on one second, let me very note. Give that, yeah, there you go. We have a whole bunch of Senate races we have to look at. We have to look at the House of Representatives as well, because those are all races that we want to make sure, we're following. The Senate, very important. It's very important that the Senate is, it turns Republican, because we need to make sure that we've got the tools that Donald Trump or whoever that, hopefully is the president, has to get his agenda in order. And same with the House of Representatives. We need to make sure that the House of Representatives doesn't flip. That's almost more important because they have the power to impeach, and that's exactly what they're going to do. The minute that they take power. Now, J.D. Vance was out voting today in Ohio. As you know, J.D. Vance, senator from Ohio native, and he said, I did the age-old tradition of voting.
Good to see y'all. Appreciate you coming out to see one of the great traditions, of course, in American democracy. I, of course, voted for Donald Trump and myself. So did my wife, and we also, for all the locals out there, we voted for Bernie Moreno for the United States Senate. And if you want the policies of Donald J. Trump in the United States Senate, then Bernie Moreno is the only candidate in this race who I think is the candidate of peace and prosperity for the United States Senate. So I hope people will get President Trump over the finish line. I hope people here in Ohio will get Bernie Moreno over the finish line. Look, I feel good. You never know until you know, but I feel good about this race. I felt good about my own race a couple of years ago when I voted in this exact same spot. Hopefully it goes as well for President Trump and me as it went for me a couple of years ago in the state of Ohio. So I appreciate you guys being here. Happy to take a few questions. You obviously can see my kids bouncing around here. There's Usha. And, we'll take a few questions, but we're going to hit the road, go back home, and then head off to Palm Beach.
JD, he's just a regular guy. He's just a regular guy with a Secret Service detail, voting with his kids and his wife. He's just a regular old dude rolling into the same place he's been voting since he was 18 years old. And he's saying, I'm here. This is where I voted for myself when I ran for Senate. This is where I voted in past elections before. And now he gets to vote for himself for vice president. That's got to be a very, very exciting time. And that's got to be really, really exciting for JD Vance and his family to be able to experience that live in Ohio. Now, Donald Trump also voted. Donald Trump voted in West Palm Beach, Florida, which is where he's a resident. As we all know, he abdicated his New York residency, and he is now a resident of Florida. And he went to West Palm Beach, and he decided to vote there, and then he took a couple of questions.
You've talked a lot about unity. If you win, there are going to be tens of millions of Harris supporters who are going to be upset. What would your plan be to reach out to those people, bring them in? What would your message to them be?
Well, it'll be just that. We want to bring everybody in. We want to be very inclusive, and we will be very inclusive. We have a great country, but we have a country that's in trouble. It's in big trouble in many ways, and we have to straighten it out.
That is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to straighten it out. He's going to make sure that that whoever you are and whoever you voted for, you are going to be happy. You are going to feel better. And that's something we've stressed a lot. We've said, look, Donald Trump, he definitely is going to be the president for all people, as he was before. And anyone who remembers that, he's not just in it for Republicans. He's not just in it for conservatives. What he wants to do is he wants to make sure that everybody has more money in their pocket. When he closes the border, it's not going to make the country safer just for conservatives. It's going to make the country safer for everybody. When he puts more money in your pocket and lowers taxes, he's not just going to lower taxes for conservatives. He's going to lower taxes for everybody. He's not discriminating. And he's not going to attack anybody just for their political beliefs, like we've seen from some people the last 4 years. So that was Donald Trump voting in West Palm Beach and bringing in his message of unity. There were a couple of other weird messages. Oprah Winfrey, we played this earlier today, but I want to play it again because she's just so odd, isn't she? I guess when you become a billionaire and one of the most famous people in the world and you can own half of Hawaii, I guess, and you don't have kids, you just kind of get, something goes wrong with you. But this is what Oprah Winfrey said about this election today.
If we don't show up tomorrow, it is entirely possible that we will not have the opportunity to ever cast a ballot again.
That's interesting. I don't know where that comes. I didn't see that in either party's agenda. I read Donald Trump's agenda. I read Joe Biden's agenda, which they tried to pawn off as Kamala Harris's. I even read Project 2025. I never saw anyone say, hey, we're going to make it so that you could never cast another ballot again. But, fear-mongering is what Oprah Winfrey and the folks on the left do best. Kamala Harris, speaking of her agenda, and this is really indicative of Kamala Harris's campaign, and this is really indicative of kind of what Kamala Harris has been doing, I guess, not just when she was vice president, but maybe when, before that. Kamala Harris did a couple of these photo ops today. And, it's traditional for the candidates to go on election day after they vote or before. They go by HQ. They go by headquarters and they say, hey, I want to thank all of you guys for your hard work. I want to thank everybody for your dedication to the campaign. I want to thank everybody for what you've been able to do. Everyone here has had a part. Everyone here has done something. And I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that it doesn't go unnoticed. And so Kamala Harris went by and I guess she wanted to bring something to the troops. So she brought a half-eaten, already open box of Doritos. That's amazing. She had it in the trunk of her. I guess they were going to swing by like the Speedway again or the Sheets or whatever it was, but that didn't work out too well the first time. So they decided, we'll just grab something out of the pantry and who cares if it's half open. Thanks guys for all your hard work. Here's my leftover Doritos. I think it's Doritos. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. If it's Kamala, it's going to be Doritos. Yeah, look at that. I brought the Doritos and I only ate a couple on the way over here. So that was, she did some other cool stuff. She went and she worked the phone bank because, another big thing that people do, something that's very important is you work the phone bank. And when you work the phone bank, sometimes if you're the candidate and you're in headquarters, you get on the phone and you just start talking to constituents and you ask them who they voted for and you thank them for their votes and all that kind of stuff. The only problem was Kamala Harris wasn't on the phone with anyone when she was on the phone, and you can tell because when she holds the phone up to the camera, you can see the cap.
Have you voted already? Give me a second. You did, thank you. Thank you so very much. It's so important that everybody participates, and
that's Kamala Harris faking. Here, let me show it to you again. If you can see, let me pull it back. Here's where she shows. She's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And she flips the phone out and it's just the camera. There's nobody on that phone. She's just showing everybody that she's got the camera app up and ready to go, which by the way, that's not the only thing that she faked. She also faked a door knock. She faked the door knock. Look at this. She went to somebody's home and she wanted to knock on their door and talk to them, but they'd already left. So she told them to go back inside. She's like, hey, I really wanted to knock on your door. You guys got to go back inside.
Hey, Max. I want a door knock.
Oh, you want to do a door knock?
Yeah, come on. Okay. Okay. Here, I'm gonna.
I had your hat on at the Penn State game in front of 111,000 people on day Saturday.
Thank you guys. Okay, come on. Thank you all.
All right, now that they're back inside, now Okay, good. Now you can put the cameras on. And now she's going to go.
It is? Yes.
I mean, come on. Who fakes the door knock? Just go to the next house. Just go knock on the next door. That's the thing. There's plenty of doors to knock on. Now, Kamala Harris, I believe they say she's at Howard University. And she's at Howard University, her alma mater. That's where she's going to be celebrating tonight or commiserate. Whatever she's doing tonight, she's going to be doing it at Howard University. I feel bad for those people. And Donald Trump, of course, is at Mar-a-Lago in West Palm Beach. Now, we're getting some more numbers in. Here in Florida, Donald Trump has a very strong lead over Kamala Harris of like 8 points. 7 points. They got a 7-point lead over Kamala Harris here in Florida. And in Virginia, oh, look at that. It's 53.3 to 45.8 Trump-Harris in Florida. And there's going to be another projection here coming out in just a minute. We're going to be waiting for that. Now, Virginia, also very interesting because Virginia is one of those states that a lot of people, Donald Trump went and campaigned there. He did a whole rally in Salem. And it's one of those states where people say, there is a possibility. Glenn Youngkin is their very, very popular Republican governor. The people there have had very different incidents and run-ins with the federal government and the DOJ. There was a huge, problem there with parents getting targeted at their meetings and at schools. So it's education and getting the government out of the school system has been very important in Virginia. It's what led Glenn Youngkin to his victory. And he, as we said, is a very popular governor in Virginia. And Donald Trump is very popular as well. So we're looking to see how Virginia rolls out. If Virginia can flip red, that is a net gain for Donald Trump, and that is a huge help, especially with some of these other states that we're not going to find out results from tonight. States like, we believe, Pennsylvania, perhaps Nevada, and Arizona. I'm watching some of the other returns come in right now. North Carolina polls close in 15 seconds. And as soon as the polls close in North Carolina, we should get some early projections. Then, of course, the next poll closings are going to be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's right now. In like 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, boom. All right, so now we've got polls closed where they're closing in Ohio, they're closing in West Virginia, they're closing in North Carolina. It's so interesting because CNN has them closing earlier than Fox News does. But the projection coming out now is that Donald Trump, get this, will win West Virginia. Yay, look at that. Put another state. I'm going to tell the crowd here real quick. Guys, I don't know if you caught that, but Donald Trump just won West Virginia. Yay, Donald Trump. I don't know if they can hear me. I'm going to have to figure out the microphone here in just a minute. But we've got projections coming in every single minute. And it's going to just be one of those days. Right now, Donald Trump has won Indiana, it looks like. He's won Kentucky. He's won West Virginia. Currently, he has 23 electoral votes to Kamala Harris's 3, because earlier today she won the state of Vermont with its whopping 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump has a substantial lead in Georgia with its 6. It's 58. You can see everyone's getting really excited about that. The Georgia results are coming in 58.1 to 41.4. Let me tilt this up a little bit so you can actually see the screens. There you go. And it looks like in Virginia, Donald Trump has taken the lead again. Virginia's been back and forth. Every time I look up, Donald Trump's ahead, then Kamala Harris is ahead. It's going to be that way all night long. Sherrod Brown and Bernie Moreno in Ohio, too close to call. But that is, of course, an important Senate race, which we should talk about the Senate races. We know that the Republicans need a net gain of, 2 now in the Senate? Oh, they're showing Florida. Hold on real quick. Florida, 53.5 for Donald Trump. Kamala Harris, 45.5. So almost, it's like a solid 9-point differential there. Donald Trump leads by almost 1 million votes, and that's not at all a shock. New Hampshire, with its 4 electoral votes, Kamala Harris has a large lead. Only 4% of the vote is in, and look, it's only really a 6,000 vote differential. I'm still confident. I've been talking positively about New Hampshire, and I'm still positive about New Hampshire. I feel really good things coming out of New Hampshire, especially with the Dixville-Notch vote and the way that went earlier today. But the Senate's very important, and we should talk about the Senate a little bit because Republicans can get control of the Senate pretty easily. In fact, it looks like, let me pull up Fox News because they're talking about this very thing as we speak. They're talking about this very thing right now, I think. Let me go. Oh, they've got an ad up right now. As soon as they're done with this ad, we're going to pull up Fox News so that we can see them talk about exactly what we've been discussing, and that is the Senate race. And the Senate race, when you're looking about the Senate, you've got to make sure that the Republicans are picking up as many seats as possible. They only need 2 for a majority, and if J.D. Vance is vice president, he becomes president of the Senate, and he becomes the tie-breaking vote. So that's not a problem at all. But we've got a pickup we know in West Virginia because Joe Manchin retired. We've got a pickup we know coming up in Montana because John Tester's on his way out. And we've got Ohio, which could go either way, but we believe Bernie Moreno is going to pull out. We've got another race in Pennsylvania, which is a toss-up. We've got Kaye Lake in Arizona. Kaye Lake, everybody wrote off as an election-denying has-been, but Kaye Lake has pulled up ahead of Ruben Gallego in some polls, and a lot of folks believe that it could be Kaye Lake's election to lose tonight. And if she holds, and if Donald Trump's support pushes more Republicans and more conservatives to the polls, and if those Republicans and those conservatives do what we need them to do, which is vote Republican down the ticket, then it looks like Kaye Lake could have a pretty decent morning, evening. All right, let's go to Fox News here real quick and listen in for just a second.
In the blue wall a little bit right now. You know, Trump did the trick 8 years ago. We'll see whether or not he can do it again this time. But I just glance at this because...
Did he just say Donald Trump did the trick?
Out there, guys.
He's got that confused with Kamala, I think. Anyway, here, let's get back to this simmer.
They're going to count quickly, but right now 8% of the statewide vote. One thing we're talking about the rurals. This down here is Brantley County. Now, this was Trump's best performing rural county in 2020, and he's doing a number right now again. I'll just go back to 2020, 4 years ago, and watch this. You know, the percentage there was, so he's doing a tick better. Raw vote here, 6,200 4 years ago. Raw vote now in the same county, 4,900. So maybe that comes back to that conversation about, you know, turnout and things like that throughout the rest of the country. But when you look at Georgia, I mean, let's look at the vote difference for Georgia, and we can show you a little of the realignment that we're talking about here. And if you look at this, right, all this over here, this is a dominant state for the Republican Party and had been for a long time. You think about George Bush's second term, right? He won that state by 16.5 points. It wasn't even on the map in terms of consideration, but slowly Georgia changed. And a lot of it changed for the metro area, the 26 counties that make up Atlanta. Here was Trump in 2016. I give it to him, right? 5 points 8 years ago. But things seemed to change in 2020 and change in a significant way when Joe Biden went in there and took the state by 0.2 percentage points, a raw vote of 11,779. All right. Now, so this is where we are now. And I'll just, you know, with a lot of that vote out there, Trump's got a lead of 22 points.
Look at Bill Hemmer's cool. Look at his cool screen that he's standing behind.
It's very the vote difference for North Carolina.
That's very interesting. All right, let's get back here.
Story.
Yeah, let's get back here real quick. I want to get back here real quick to some breaking news that we have in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you know, is Wisconsin, another swing state, a battleground state. And in Milwaukee, we just got breaking news. They apparently are rescanning 30,000 absentee ballots. It's a lot of absentee ballots. They had to rescan 30,000 absentee ballots because there was some error with the scanning machine. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's going to be good or bad for the GOP or for Kamala Harris's campaign. It seems iffy, but we do know this. We know this. It's going to delay the vote. It's going to delay the vote count in Milwaukee. We're not going to get the vote count from Wisconsin. It's going to be a little. I mean, it's going to be delayed. That's all we can say. And we'll probably see more and more of these kinds of delays as we go on. As we mentioned earlier, there was a bomb threat or two bomb threats. This was really interesting. In Atlanta, there were two bomb threats that slowed down the polling at two locations, and they traced it back. The authorities were able to trace it back to Russia. That's what Brad Raffensperger was able to find out. Brad Raffensperger came out and he had a press conference. He goes, "We figured out these bomb threats came from Russia." So Russia, again, guilty of election interference by calling in bomb threats at Atlanta, Georgia polling precincts. Apparently, it was a very brief delay, and they were able to get things back up and on track. But those are just a couple of the things that we've seen. We already mentioned that in Cambria County, Pennsylvania, earlier today, all of the machines in all of the different Cambria County polling places all had the same glitch. And when they all had the same glitch, guess what happened? They couldn't scan the votes, and they told everybody, it's okay, you can still, here's what you do, just fill out your ballot, put it in this box, and we'll take it downtown, and we'll scan it there, and it'll be totally safe, and don't worry, it's not going to get lost or fall off the truck or any of those things. So that's what happened earlier today in Pennsylvania. We've got some other stuff going on in different places. Now, as far as Ohio, Florida, Rick Scott, it looks like, is headed to re-election. That's not at all surprising there. He's got 10 points over Debbie Murcaso-Powell. Rick Scott should be headed back to the Senate. And the exciting thing about Rick Scott going back to the Senate is A, he's from Florida, and B, he's going to throw his hat in the ring, the Navy hat, and he's going to make sure that people know he wants to be president of he wants to be the majority leader now that Mitch McConnell is retiring and going back to Kentucky. So we have Rick Scott up by 10 points in Florida right now, and that is huge. Now the U.S. Senate, the Republicans have already picked up one. We believe that's the West Virginia race. And we've got a couple of other races. Let me pull back up Fox News here for just a second because they've got some interesting stuff going on. Let me get Bill Hemmer on so that we can hear what he's saying.
On behalf of Donald Trump. All the other 25 counties, Trump was up about 270,000. So he came out of these 25 counties that were so wrecked by this hurricane with a net of 43, he lost 43 in Bunker, a net of 220,000 votes. So let's go and clear this off and just refresh our memories here from 4 years ago. Here are the results, right? Trump won the state several days later, but a little less than 75,000 votes. So all this out here, it's going to matter. And what the Democratic governor, Roy Cooper, said is that he was going to put these mobile voting vans in western North Carolina to make sure that nobody gets ripped off from casting a vote on behalf of Helene.
All right, so they're talking about Hurricane Helene, and they're talking about how that affected the vote and how those people that were just basically ignored by FEMA and Joe Biden, who did the flyover, and Kamala Harris, who really did absolutely nothing. All those folks out there in Western North Carolina, the vote is affected, and you have a lot of people out there who are basically just going to be annoyed with the current situation, the current federal government, and they're going to go in and they're going to try to get rid of them. And mobile voting vans are kind of cool. All right, we've got a crowd. We've got a bunch of, walk over here in front of this, go over this way, and what do we have? What is that? Oh, hold on. There's like a Barbie doll or something on a blank. Hi. Hold on, wait, I'm going to come around. Hold on, we're going to go mobile for just a minute. Now we have this really cool technology here. That's a little close. Let me just make sure I have the microphone up. There we go. All right. So I'm going to come over here for just a second. What is this?
This is the red wave.
Oh, it's the red wave.
That's the red wave.
Oh, look at that. And it's caught up, and Barbie's all caught up in the red wave.
That's Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's Taylor Swift. All right, hold on. So we got Taylor Swift in the red wave, Tim Walz in the red wave, Whoopi Goldberg. It's actually waving. And we've got Joe Biden. Oh, and Oprah. This is fantastic. I love it. What does this say down here? Open borders, yay. Vote blue or I will bite you. And that's some kind of... what's your name?
Mary.
Mary, did you make this?
Yes. Yes, sir.
This is fantastic. What are you going to do with it after tonight?
I don't know. Probably hang it on a wall or something.
Yeah, you got to hang it on the... Hopefully this red wave actually happens. That is... Have you ever... Where did you get all this stuff?
Different places on the websites. I just cut up pieces, and then I went to Dollar Tree as well. I found it. Even Goodwill gave me some ideas.
Wow, that is I love it. Was that a Halloween costume, or was that just for tonight?
Actually, you gave me the idea of a Halloween costume, but no, I just came up with this. Came up with this for you.
That is very creative. Thank you for bringing the red wave. We really appreciate it. Oh, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very exciting. This just in. Trump has flipped Duval County, Florida, from blue to red, which is very exciting. Duval County, Florida is now a red county once again. Hang on, I'm going to flip back to the other camera. Here we go. All right, look at this. That's fantastic. We're going to go back out in the crowd here in just a minute. But Donald Trump has flipped Duval County, Florida, which is very important because for whatever reason, Duval County, which is Jacksonville, by the way, we should probably make an announcement here to the crowd. Hey, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can they hear? Davey, I need the microphone. We're going to get the microphone's not working. He needs to turn it back up. Which one is this one? It's the in-house microphone. I want to make an announcement about Duval County. Duval County, Florida, which is where we live, home of the Jaguars. You may have heard the chants, Duval. It's always kind of been a blue county, which is weird. We actually have a Democrat mayor, which I'm not that happy about. But Donald Trump has now flipped that county back, and that is very telling. because it is a blue county surrounded by red counties, and the fact that more people in Duval County have voted for Donald Trump, that is, it's an urban center. And it's always had a lot of the urban vote, and that always pushed toward the Democrats. But we've seen African-American voters and Latino voters, they've been getting away from the Democrats, especially in this election cycle. And that is something that we're starting to see now, too, with the election results coming in, with Donald Trump flipping the county. Is this ready to go? Hey, can you guys hear me? Oh, is it on? Oh. All right, perfect. Well, we'll work on that in just a minute. But anyway, so we'll go back out in the crowd here in just a minute. The crowd, by the way, is hopping. Let me show you what we got going on again. Sneakers Sports Grill in Jacksonville Beach is where we are. And you can see everybody's watching the TVs. This is a sports bar, but like the biggest in Northeast Florida. And they've got all these massive televisions, and all these TVs show football games on Saturday and Sunday, but we convinced them into doing an election night watch party, man. You can see the crowd. They just love it. Hey, can you guys hear me out there? Everybody wave your flags at the camera real quick. Let's show everyone how much fun you're having. Yay. Hey, I don't know if you heard this, but Duval County just went to Donald Trump. Duval is now red again. Oh, look, they love it. People love the Duval County. They love it. We're going to do that. We're going to do that a couple more times today. So just to bring you up to speed, Donald Trump has 23 electoral votes. Kamala Harris has 3. So there you go. That's where we are. It's early yet, though. We have a lot left to do. We have a lot more race to be run. This is so much fun. I love having a microphone that you talk into and people just scream. It's a real rush of power. It's a real power trip. If you're watching online, by the way, we know that there's a lot of people watching online, and like I said, we're going to be going late. We're almost up. We got one vote. I'm sorry. We've got 1 hour almost under the belt, but we're going to be going. I mean, the polls don't even close in California and some of those western states till 10 o'clock. We're going to be live streaming. We'll pop in and out with the election results from Fox News and a couple of other places. We're going to go meander into the crowd. As I said before, Hannah's here with her baby. We'll check in on them and see how that's going. And we've got a bunch of VIPs. Our VIP tables are right here front and center. In fact, let me show you. They start here. They've got the black tablecloths. And we're going to go and meet some of our VIPs because, well, we promised to give them little shout outs, and we appreciate them. We appreciate them sponsoring Mark Kaye Saves the Republic and the election special tonight. But if you're listening online, if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, thank you so much for being here. We'll do some super chats later on. So if there's something you want to say, or if there's something you want to throw out there, or if there's something you just want to get off your chest, or if you want to really get my attention, or if you just want to support the show, we would love for you to do that. Send us a super chat. If you're excited about something that comes in, if you see a result, oh, Donald Trump is, it's too soon to call in Georgia, but 12% of the vote is in, and he's way ahead. North Carolina, too soon to call with 2% of the vote. They've only got, it looks like Raleigh and Charlotte coming in. But we've got a battle brewing in a couple of these places. And like I said, we're going to be here all night. We're going to be doing everything that we can. We are going to be, wait a minute, hold on. I gotta make sure I see this correctly. Wow, we got a super chat from Tracy Thompson. Look at this. Tracy, thank you very much. A $100 super chat is super generous. I'm so grateful you are doing this evening. I cannot stand listening to the news. Trump 2024. Yeah, the news stinks. Trust me. Take it from me. The news is, don't listen to the news. We can watch the news. Look, there's Brett Baer. There's Martha McCallum, Donald Trump's least favorite Fox News hosts. We can listen to them. We can watch their returns come in. But we're going to go around and we're going to have a lot of fun here today. It's going to be so much fun as we watch these returns come in. And maybe what we'll do is we'll go back into the crowd here in just a minute. In fact, wait, Hannah, come here. We'll have Hannah come here for just a second. Here, grab that microphone. Stand here. Okay, good. Ready? All right, look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's special guest, Hannah.
Hi.
What do you go by these days?
Hannah.
Oh, okay, good. No,
Hannah Giles, still.
Hannah Giles. All right, there you go. And Hannah brought her entire family.
I did.
She brought the baby, and she brought her husband.
Yes.
And she's standing in there with Donald Trump. And look at your dress.
Thank you. I take the Dolly Parton approach.
Yeah.
I would rather, be overdressed than underdressed.
No, well, mission accomplished there.
Thank you.
Hannah, are you having fun so far?
I am. I've missed you.
I've been here for like hours.
I feel like you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now, a lot of people always ask on the broadcast, Hannah, I think you're going to get, hold on, I got to turn off the super chat because
What?
It's in the way here. I think we send Hannah some super chats, by the way. She needs.
Mark needs it.
She needs diapers.
I'm just kidding.
Hannah, tell everyone what you're up to nowadays.
Okay, what I'm up to nowadays. I work in Christian radio, like I said I would do if Mark and I ever ended up not working out. And I do traffic reporting, and then on the DL, supposedly I'm supposed to have a show soon.
Oh, really? What kind of, like a talk show? Because talk shows are like where it's at.
Okay, no, not political talk show.
Oh.
It's going to be like what you used to do.
I used to do a political talk show.
No, before political talk show.
Oh, like just music radio.
Yeah, music radio.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that
Wouldn't
should
that be fun?
Yeah, no, that's gonna be. Is it Christian music? Wait, hold on.
What
Something just happened.
Something happened.
Something happened. We got to make sure. We're gonna get.
Hold on.
It looks like. I don't know what happened, but everyone.
Scott is leading.
Yeah, Rick Scott's leading. Yeah, we do that. People are very. You know what it is? People just collectively like to yell here. It could be that they got their nachos. It could be that somebody just got their drink from the bar. It could be any number of those things. But Hannah, did you see Jill Biden's dress today?
No.
All right, I wanted to.
And I listened to your whole broadcast earlier.
Well,
was this after the broadcast?
This was after the broadcast. But thank you so much for listening. Thanks for listening.
I'm not even getting paid for it anymore.
Where do you listen, Hannah?
On the Facebook.
On the Facebook. Okay,
yes.
Perfect. All right, look at this. I'm going to share this with you.
Let me see.
This is Jill Biden, okay?
Oh.
And Jill Biden, get this.
Is she in support of Trump?
She went to vote today. She cast her ballot in Delaware, and she's wearing a red suit. Like the whole, it's red from tip to toe. It's red pants, red jacket.
White shirt.
No blue whatsoever. Even her shoes are black and gold. And you know who loves black and gold?
Who?
Donald Trump.
He wears black and gold?
Well, gold. I mean, have you not seen his hat?
Gold, absolutely. And then, the dark MAGA.
Yeah, the dark MAGA, exactly right. Maybe Jill Biden went dark MAGA.
She's a secret Trumper.
It seems, though, and we're getting some word out of the White House that apparently she wrote in Joe Biden because she was so mad that they threw him out and her along with him, I guess. And she refused to wear Dem Blue. She came back and she wore MAGA red to the polls.
She's a committed wife.
I have to imagine this is some kind of statement. I have to imagine, not a statement like this. Wasn't as.
Of course not.
Anyway,
she's not coming out and saying it. She's saying it without saying it. You know.
No, I get it. I'm saying it without saying it. All right, are you hanging out?
I'm hanging out. I'm going to give you your microphone back.
Okay, we're going to come by and we're going to see the baby in just a little while, and we'll say hello to Barbie and a couple of other people. Thank you for being here. This is so great, and thanks for being so shimmery. For all of you that are always wondering, hey, whatever happened to Hannah? There you go. She put on a sequin dress and she came to the party. Now we've got a lot of other people, and like I said, we've got a lot of time, so we're going to go back out in the crowd here in just a minute. But I want to bring up Fox News one more time and show you the latest, which is right here. And listen into this, because Harris Faulkner is. Hold on, I got it right here.
Fiery rhetoric. This from Vice President Harris.
So listen, so much is on the line in this election, and this is not 2016 or 2020. We can all see that Donald Trump is even more unstable and more unhinged, and now he wants unchecked power. And this time, there will be no one there to stop him. Not even the Supreme Court, which months ago told the former president that he is essentially immune no matter what he would do in the White House.
I mean, that's not exactly true. But that's really interesting that when... But I don't know what they're trying to prove there. They're trying to prove what? That when Democrats talk smack about Donald Trump, Democrats enjoy it? And vice versa? I don't know. That's kind of a weird graphic to bring up. But, like I said, they've got a lot of time to kill, and so do we, because we're waiting for these returns. Now, the polls are going to close in 16 states here at 8 o'clock. In about 8 minutes, we've got 16 states and the District of Columbia. The District of Columbia, that's not going to make a lick of difference anywhere. But what you're starting to see is you're going to see a whole bunch of electoral votes and a whole bunch of returns coming in a whole bunch of states that we believe Donald Trump hopefully will win. And we'll bring those to you. We'll bring those to you as they come. Now, a couple of other interesting things that happened today. Oh, wait a minute. We got another super chat. Let me throw this one up here. This is Lady Vet. Lady Vet. Mark. Hi, Hannah. Freaking out here in Ohio. What are we going to talk about once this is all over? Lady Vet, that's a great question. And you know what? That's a question that I get from a lot of people often. Hold on. There's a lady. The lady with it. Come over here for just a second. I want to talk to this lady with the dog because she's been walking around. Hi, come here. There's a dog here, and I love a good dog. Hi. Come on over. What's your name?
Marilyn.
Hey, Marilyn. Come on. Who's this?
This is Lena.
Hi, Lena. How are you? Bring her a little closer so we can get her on camera. Is Lena one of the dogs for Trump?
Yes.
Because she doesn't want to get eaten?
Yes.
That's fantastic. You heard that they're eating the dogs, right?
Yeah, but I have to tell you how much I love you so much. I listen to you all the time on WOKV.
Hold on one second. Wait a minute. Here, we're not actually on that station anymore, so don't listen. Don't listen there.
I know, but I'm just saying to you. I just wanted to let you know that I've been with you and Hannah for so long.
Yeah.
And I came out here thinking I would support you. Only then I thought, let me just go back to the room and listen to you where I can hear you.
Yeah, I know.
Without all the
I know there's a lot. That's the thing. It's like we're not broadcasting we're not pumping the show through the speakers because it would be a little weird. But we appreciate you guys coming out.
How do you like my hat?
I love you. Let me see. Oh, I have that hat. That's a great hat. It looks better on you though. Yeah, no, that's a really good hat. Lena, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Bye, guys. Oh, very cute. Get this dog a cheeseburger or something like that. No, I'm sorry, I had to pause and talk to the dog because the dog's having a blast, by the way, and it's very popular. Let me turn back here. All right, there we go. So we've got a couple of other things we're going to do in just a minute, but I want to get back to our super chat from Lady Vet. Lady Vet, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, Mark, hi, Hannah, freaking out here in Ohio. What are we going to talk about when all this is over? And that's a good question. And I want to touch on that for just a minute because the fact of the matter is, when Donald Trump becomes president, there'll be so much to talk about because what's going to happen is he will immediately start to change everything and put into effect his agenda. And on day one, there's going to be all kinds of executive orders. He's going to be undoing all of the undoing that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris undid when they became president. And the second thing that's going to happen is you're probably, if the House of Representatives flips blue, you're going to have an impeachment on day one. On day one, they're going to find something. They're going to find the Liz Cheney remark. They're going to come up with something ridiculous and stupid, and they're going to impeach Donald Trump on day one. That's what's going to happen. So we want to make sure that none of that happens. Hang on, I got to get rid of that super chat. But if that's the case, then there'll be plenty to talk about. Now, if the worst case scenario happens, and that of course is if Donald Trump should somehow not get the requisite electoral votes and Kamala Harris becomes president, well then we just have 4 years of ripping her and her policies to shreds, which I'm really, again, that's something that we're going to do as well. Here in just a minute, we have a couple more returns that are going to be coming in. We're moments away from the polls closing in 16 states and the District of Columbia. And that's going to be, the District of Columbia won't matter at all, but the 16 states are going to be huge. The Pennsylvania polls close. That's one of the 16 states in 4 minutes, with the exception, of course, of Cambria County, because Cambria County was granted an extension due to the fact that their scanners were not working. And so now you've got people out there who are allowed to be in line till 10 o'clock. And we've got there's so much. It's mayhem here. I love it. It's mayhem here. We're going to go talk to the crowd here in just a minute, but there are just